Hey guys, some gamer dude here. Finally up to legacy support for the prior 9 rulers, and about time too. I found Magnus so tedious and boring to talk about. I think you could tell that last time. Plus I was actually exhausted. I think I have a bit more energy today, and there are some cards I'm looking forward to. So let's jump in. Leonards Wish is a light quick cast mage art chant for white that is essentially Alice's casting for strangers. It doesn't draw you a card, but it doesn't have the restriction of needing another card with the same casting cost in your hand. Hard to not like this one, especially if you go heavy into strangers. Just make pinpoint control directed at them fizzle, get a new stranger for your troubles. There are some really cool enter effects you can trigger too if you make your stranger deck with this card in mind. Loki and Antorides are particularly funny for comeback potential. I like this one. I think I'd want to make something playing it. It's a cool card. Return of the Soul is a light mage art sword art chant for white 1 that nukes the board of all non-stranger resonators. I think this is alright. Yeah, it can be ramped into twice over, but it's sorcery speed and doesn't hit everything. I'm for board wipes existing. I think this one is fine. Going off earlier isn't going to make it that much better. It's a fair card. I like it. As I keep saying, I have a real strong dislike of Barrier. I think it's used far too liberally in Force of Will. So anything that can get past it is good in my books. I actually wonder if this card would be more worth it than Royal Straight Flush for Dark Alice. It's not in theme and doesn't hit absolutely everything, but it doesn't faff about. Refrain's Getting Out is a water quick cast mage art chant for blue. If you have Calmness, rest 2 of your opponent's non-magic stone entities. They don't recover during your opponent's next recovery phase, and invert your ruler. Now, I don't have experience with Reflect Refrain, but I think this card is neat. Double tap down for blue is pretty darn good. Keeps the wolves at bay for a while. Hits a lot of things too, so there is a ton of versatility. Restriction likely isn't even that big of a deal with Sherry, since she gives you both. Rather tempted to try these two out now. Reflex Rushing In is a fire mage art chant for red. If you have Passion, remove the top 2 cards of your deck from the game, and you may play them until the end of your opponent's next turn, then invert your ruler. Pseudo draw 2 for red. I get why it can be good, it's just red. But Change the Heart can ramp into mage arts, and that includes Foresee. For exactly 1 more will, in colour, you don't need to cast them on a clock. Maybe that 1 will increase is exactly what holds you back, but I would just prefer not to be pressured. A more straightforward card. I already have experience with The Road to the Sacred Queen. I've played against it, and it's very annoying. It's a light addition for white. When it enters, if your ruler is Faria, not your J ruler, must be a ruler, you get a random stranger. The continuous effect though? Your opponent's resonators come in tapped. No chump blockers, no flash blockers, everything vulnerable to attack the moment they come out. This is really annoying. I honestly think running Addition Destruction might be worth it just for dealing with this card now. It's too annoying otherwise. It's hard to defend yourself against. I do like the card, I just think it's annoying. The Road to the Flame King is Melgis's card in this cycle of 7 Kings editions. Fire Edition for red, Melgis ruler gets a stranger on enter, and your J rulers gain Pierce. That I like a lot. Go for things with precision. You can win while keeping your opponent's board clean. Seems like a lot of fun to me. While the implication of the art is an aggro Melgis deck, which is fair, just steamroll their chump blockers, I might actually prefer it in red-green. I think red-green has a ton of potential to just pressure your opponent's board with precision. I think this would be a fun build-around card. I like this one a lot too. The Road to the Beast Queen is our version of this for pre-shop. Wind Edition for green, Enter effect gives your pressure ruler a stranger. God's Art costs 0 if you have 10 or more friendship counters. I'm not sure how easy it is to get 10 friendship counters, but nothing seems to use them, and you have a couple of +2 counters if you go for those effects. That said, it's only 3 will, and you can only do it once. Is it really worth a measly 3 will? I don't think so. Too much work, not enough payoff, probably made with knowledge of how decent pressure is. Our final card for the day is the Road to the Princess of Love. This one is considerably different. Its enter ability, only triggered if you have a Val ruler, is that you take control of a resonator with a total cost of 2 or less. Considering how strong 2 can get, that's not a bad effect at all. But Barrier is more than a bit of a pain in the bum. This card can be rendered dead by that, but it depends on what you're fighting. Most won't be fighting Alfaria all the time like I am. I don't think this is a bad card at all, just that it is something you may need to side out of or discard as a cost. It can also be bounced by paying blue 1, which is nice evasion if you really need it. I'm not sure I'd bother paying 3 will for it, depends on the circumstances, but it's nice to have. Honestly, I just like the art on this one. I really want a full art of it. That's why it's the thumbnail. I like this week's cards. Nice, fair, honest cards. Most are perfectly playable. A brief moment of sanity from this set. Yes, Road to the Sacred Queen is annoying, but it has answers. And they're reasonable answers to run. This has been Some Gamer Dude, and thanks for watching.